Hello, good afternoon. How are you today?
Good afternoon, I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine, thank you very much. All right. Today we're going to make a video presentation about reducing anxiety about public speaking. When you're ready, you can start.
Okay, I'm going to talk about how to manage public speaking anxiety. And this is one of my greatest fears, speaking in public.
Mhm,
And especially if I'm speaking in front of a big audience.
mhm,
However, public speaking isn't a reality in daily life, and sometimes it's a must in professional life.
mhm.
I'm going to talk a little bit about myself. And I am a senior member of the mountaineering club. I start my climbing career.
All right.
And I have to give at least one big talk every year to attract new members.
All
And
right.
I just hate it. It's a nightmare.
All right.
And, you know, I remember when I was a young college student, I started in this club, and I heard a fantastic presentation by an older member, and I felt in love with adventure and climbing. And when I remember this, I try my best to give a nice and exciting story to the members. So especially sometimes I have to do this presentation in an outdoor environment. It's harder than in a normal venue.
All right.
So I'm going to give you some tips, or maybe like a timeline to prepare yourself to do a public presentation. And all these tips are referred to a certain time frame before your speech, weeks or days before your speech, the day of the speech, and minutes before your speech. It's right at the moment you're going to start your speech.
Mhm,
So weeks or days before your speech, you have to approach a presentation like a big challenge, like you are going to a big race, and you have to train yourself and prepare in a proper way.
All right.
You should be very gradual with your preparation, and it's okay to start practicing with a script, but the end goal is to do your presentation without any written support.
Mhm,
You have to vary your training. You have to practice with a friend, with your family. You can walk through the material in your mind and even record yourself.
mhm.
It's really important to visualize yourself doing the presentation, flowing, and not only visualize yourself doing everything absolutely right, but you have to visualize yourself and solving problems during your presentation. And you have to go further from visualization, and you have to simulate. And it could be really nice if you can go to the venue you're going to give your presentation and practice your speech there, and get familiar with the venue.
Mhm.
The day of the speech, don't over practice. This is a pitfall I fall on every time I have a presentation. I practice like 10 minutes before the presentation. And it's a big mistake, because when you over practice, you can get confused and get more nervous than you are.
Mhm.
The day of the presentation, the work must be done, and you have to relax and trust in yourself. I recommend to meditate a little bit and relax your body. I like to do some light exercise
Mhm.
and mix the exercise and the meditation. You don't have to go running or smash yourself. You can just take a 30-minute walk and try to free your mind.
All right.
Some minutes before your speech, I recommend to get really early to the venue and prepare everything to the minimum detail. Maybe find a private space and stretch a little bit, and make deep breathing exercise.
Mhm.
And don't start thinking about the presentation and all that can go wrong. Distract yourself. Try to listen to music. Talk to other people. Avoid thinking how nervous you are. And right at the moment to jump to the stage, I like to take two full deep breaths. And when you are starting your presentation, take your time. Pause, breathe between sentences, and allow yourself to gain confidence, to gain momentum. And finally, you have been working really hard for this moment. Enjoy yourself. You are doing your big talk and your big speech.
All right.
you have to remember that all the practice in the world and all the training in the world uh, don't work
Mhm.
if you don't really understand the topic you are going to talk about. You have to have a deep understanding of the topic, and you can build a great building over weak foundations. So thank you for listening, Oscar.
All right, you're welcome. Let me ask you some questions. The first one related to your personal life. So you speak Spanish on a daily basis, right?
Yes.
When you see your friends, when you gather socially, do you practice beforehand before you talk?
No, no, because it's an informal conversation. I don't have a script. I don't have a set topic, so I don't practice. I
All
just
right.
practice when it's like a
Mm.
more formal presentation or a more formal conversation.
Or the message, maybe the
Yeah.
importance of the message.
Of course, of course.
All right. Next, before you take English classes, do you practice? Do you have a technique, a way
Yeah.
to I don't know, to get yourself into practice?
Yes, I always try to build my presentation beforehand and practice then. And I used to record myself and to correct my presentations, and that's it. And I try to relax a little bit, like some minutes
Mhm.
before the class.
Mm. How do you feel when you need to talk to people for the first time in English?
I feel, how do I feel? I feel nervous. It's frightening for me to speak. I don't like to speak to new people. I'm kind of a shy person,
Mhm.
and in English, it's even worse.
All right, I understand. Okay, that's very interesting. But it seems to me you have your technique, so that's good. Just in case you have to make use of resources to enhance your communication process and make it more productive. So that's good.
Okay,
All right, well, thank you very much. This is the end of the presentation.
thank you.